California. How you guys doing tonight? I'm so glad y'all are here tonight. I almost didn't come, you know, but then I rubbed a little harder. The cochinos that were in the special ed class. It took them a little while, but they got it. I'm just kidding. So my name is Irma. It's actually Irma Linda Cárdenas Ruiz. I know. My parents gave me the most Mexican name in the world. And then those fuckers didn't even teach me Spanish. I don't know why they would do something like that, you know what I mean? But they raised me in this little town called Del Rio, Texas. Anybody heard of it? Of course not. It's in Texas. It's literally on the border, My parents bought a house on the border. Our backyard was a Rio Grande, guys. Yes, like my sisters and I, we would swim to Mexico and swim back. We were literally American wetbacks, guys. We were. It was great. And I don't know, y'all have heard the story of La Llorona, right? Yeah. If I had drowned that my mother would not have been La Llorona. I'm telling you, because I swear, I was 15 years old. My sister was 12. We would get to the middle of the river, and I would tell my sister every time, I'm going to touch the bottom this time. It was that deep. I never touched the bottom of the river. Okay? And then I would come up like the little mermaid with my hair up. And then I would look back and I would look at my mother. She was standing on the patio just watching, right? And she'd be like, damn. I'm like, yes, I'm still here, mother. What are you gonna do? Yes, little town of Del Rio, Texas. I ended up having to leave, because I got divorced. I got married, I got divorced, And I could have stayed in Del Rio, but the only people that were available to date were my cousins, And I'm not into that Pornhub category, so I'm like, no, I'm going to go to San Antonio. And I started dating over there, and I started dating all the wrong kind of guys, specifically little dick guys. Yeah. I heard somebody go, aww. The problem with dating little dick guys is that little dick guys are the only guys that say shit like deep-throated. This is what they're imagining. They're imagining this. And I'm just like, no, baby. Papacito, no, this is not a Cardi B song. Nothing's gonna touch the diddly thing in the back. Sorry, it's not happening, man. But then I met Eddie. I know, I already heard a ooh. All right, so in San Antonio, we have this bar called Fast Eddie's, right? Well, this Eddie was slow as fuck. He was dumb. He was so dumb, but that's okay, because he was Puerto Rican, And he had these tattoos, it was awesome. He was such a beautiful, beautiful person. But he was a little bit malito, I'm not gonna lie. Okay? Like, he was so dumb that I could hear him using the wrong there, or there as he spoke to me. Seriously, and I'd be like, no, baby, say it again. You're missing an apostrophe. Say it again. And then I'd be like, there you go. So Slow Eddie and I, we would hang out, right? Well, one day, my cock blocker, a.k.a. my son, y'all have one of those, I guess, right? Missed the bus. So Slow Eddie and I had to go pick up my son from school, right? And so there's my son. He doesn't like Slow Eddie. He knows he's a little bit dumb or whatever. I'm like, dude, I don't want him to be your dad. I just like to drink coffee with him. You know what I mean? So, we go pick up my son, and there he is. He's like, oh, Mom, really, And they start having an argument. Slow Eddie is trying to convince my son that it's not MC Hammer. It's Mick Hammer, right? And my son looks at Eddie through the rear view mirror, and he tells him, dude, you're slow, dude. You're slow. And Eddie, oh, he gets so mad. He gets so mad that he starts pulling over. I'm like, what? Leave him alone. He's only 12 years old. What are you going to do? You're going to try to beat him up? Leave him alone. He's like, no, Irma, we're going to take care of this right now. We're going to take care of this right now. So he pulls over. He opens the door, and he pulls my son out of the car, and he tells my son, you think I'm slow? You think I'm slow? And my son, he looks at me, he's like, well, he's a little bit slow, right, Mom? And I'm like, we don't have to talk about this right now, mijo. You know what I mean? And he tells him, you think I'm slow? You see that stop sign over there? On your mark. The special ed department, special ed times 2. On your mark, get set. And guys, he didn't even say go. He just takes off. And at that time, my son and I, we were just like, what the fuck? And then we realized that he's like, oh my God, Mom. And I'm like, oh my God, mijo. He's like, Mom, he wants to have a race because I called him slow. I said, I know, mijo, let him win. Please, let him win, pobrecito, you know. Eddie was such an awesome guy. He was an awesome guy, man. Great guy. No, but I actually ended up meeting a wonderful man, and I got married to him, you know. And I'm talking to the ladies here. Guys, close your ears, okay? So y'all, I'm gonna ask y'all ladies this, all right? So I'm in my 40s. My husband and I'm 40s. Specifically 48. So sex maybe twice a week, right? It's about a little bit normal, right? Well, during the pandemic, my husband can't travel anymore. You know, he can't go to Mexico, Brazil, all these places that he goes. I'm not going to say he's in the cartel. I'm also going to not say that he's not in the cartel because that would be disrespectful to the cartel. And I like my neck. So anyways, he's traveling a lot, you know, and then during the pandemic, he can't travel anymore. Then all of a sudden, my husband wants to have sex 6, 7, 8 times a week. What are you thinking right away? Right? What are you thinking? That he had somebody else probably somewhere, right? And I told him, I'm like, dude, I know you had a girlfriend in Mexico. Don't lie to me. Don't even talk to me. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now, you motherfucker. This is what I told him. I said, I miss that bitch. Because, babe, I love you, honey, but 6 or 7 times a week. Come on, I'm getting old. It's not as fluffy anymore, you know. Things start falling out. I'm looking at some of y'all ladies, and y'all are so beautiful, and I'm just like, wow. Everything must be, like, in place where it belongs and stuff. That's great. Nothing's, like, falling out. That's awesome, you know. But I don't know. He's trying to make it up to me. I can say that, you know. This is what I think, okay? Because he got me a maid. Big deal, maid. No. You don't understand. She's white. That is the most romantic thing that a Mexican man can get his wife, a white maid, okay? And do you guys have any idea how hard it was for him to find one that was illegal? He had to go all the way up to Canada to find her, you know, and I saw her, and I was like, I want that one, you know. Problem was, she had a kid and a husband, you know, we didn't want to break them up, so we just decided to bring over the whole freaking family, and like crossing illegals over the Rio Grande, easy, all you need is like a tube, and like a black plastic bag for the baby, right? But try finding a barrel big enough for a family of 3 to get them over fucking Niagara Falls. It's not easy. It's not easy. But we did it, okay? We did it. I have cousins. They work in construction. If you build it, they will come. Absolutely. So yes, I do have a white maid, and she's a little bit illegal. You know, her name is Fawn. So I call her, I know Fawn, right? I call her up. I'm like, hey, Fawn, I need you to come over to the house. Can you help me work a little bit? You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, I had my white maid, but along with my white maid comes her white privilege, okay? Because this is what she told me. She said, Miss Irma, I'll go to the house when I'm ready to go to the house. I know! So I was like, no. Excuse me, ma'am. Do not forget that you are illegal, Miss Fawn. And if you're not here in 1 hour, I'm calling immigration. I did. Oh, yes, I pulled the immigration card on that little white bitch from Canada. Yes, I did. And you know what she told me? She said, Miss Irma, you call the migra, and I'll call the migra. And let's see who they take. And it pissed me off because I am American. She's illegal. She's a criminal. Not because she's illegal, but because she robbed a bank up in Canada and I brought her over. Okay? So it pissed me off. But it wasn't the words that she said. It pissed me off because I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit scared, guys. I was like, fuck, I don't want to go back to Mexico. I've never even been there, dude. I don't speak Spanish. The only Spanish I speak is taco truck Spanish, right? So anyways, I tell my kids, I'm like, oh my God. Guys, you don't even know what Fawn said. This is what she said. And when she gets here, this is what we're going to do. When she gets here, we're going to make sure this house is fucking clean. Thank you, guys. My name is Irma Ruiz. Good night.